On Osrc News at 7, Ondo State Government clears air over delay in release of WAEC results to students, restates commitment to education development. INEC urges vigilance among security agencies ahead upcoming Ondo Edo State governorship election. Here to emerge Friday as National Judicial Council meets. And from the foreign scene, Gaza blockade intensifies humanitarian crises.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news at 7. Sahid Aribisala is my name. We begin tonight from the education sector, where the Ondo State government says delay in the release of results of 26,088 students will start for the 2024 Senior Secondary Technicalities. The State Commissioner for Education, Mr. Laolu Akindolie, confirmed that the government has already paid 550 million naira out of the over 700 million naira. He added that the governor has approved the payment of the outstanding balance of 153 million naira last Tuesday. According to him, the payment would be released immediately to WAEC, which will allow students in the state to assess their results. Mr. Akindolie said processing of the outstanding balance is underway. He said the governor has instructed relevant ministries and agencies to expedite the final steps needed to complete the payment. He assured parents and guardians that any temporary delays due to procedural requirements should not cause undue concern. The commissioner said the governor, who has initiated recruitment of thousands of teachers to fill all vacant teaching positions in public schools, remains dedicated to prioritizing education. 22 more state-owned tertiary institutions have been cleared by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, to apply for student loan. In a statement, the agency's development followed a review by its committee responsible for the students' verification system. Prior to this, 86 state-owned institutions were cleared, bringing a total of 108 institutions where students are now able to apply. The implementation of the student loan scheme is President Bola Tinubu's flagship project in the education sector. Away from education now, Ondo State government is embarking on engagement of citizens ahead the November 16 governorship election. One of such engagements was held in Oda Town, where the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Lucky Aidat were on community engagement in the Central Senatorial District. Mr. Femi Fadairo met with residents to reassure them of greater commitment to their well-being. Our correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the engagement also involved traditional heads in Akure North local government area of the state. The report.
The need to meet minds with rural dwellers and bring governance closer to them was the reason behind this visit to Oda community in Akure South local government area of Ondo State by the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Aidatiwa on community engagement in the Central Senatorial District, Mr. Femi Fadairo, in company of the Special Assistant to the Governor on Women Mobilization, Mrs. Bayo Aino. The Chairman Transition Committee of Akure East Local Council Development Areas, Mr. Kayode Taiwo, said the people are committed to the Aidatiwa administration. Some stakeholders, including Victor Ajoni-Jebu and market women, while applauding the strides of Governor Aidatiwa, pledged more support for his administration.
I want to appreciate the government for the realization of our role.
The Senior Special Assistant, Femi Fadairo, stressed the need for unity of purpose among the people and restated the determination of Governor Aidatiwa to grow their businesses through empowerment. In addition, to the provision of solar-powered lights for the community. Similarly, Special Assistant to the Governor on Women Mobilization, Mrs. Bayo Aino, noted the need for genuine commitment and urged more prayers for the Aiyedatiwa administration.
We are developing with this SCDO, with this program.
The team was also at the palace of Olojoda of Oda, where they were received by the regent, Princess Mopelola Tomiwa, who pledged more support of the people for Governor Aiyedatiwa.
Nígbà tí wọ́n fi wá síbí kó tó di pé bàbá wàjà tí wọ́n wá ṣe flag of ojú ọ̀nà tó lọ sí Langodo, in fact mo mọ̀ pé gómìnà tó ṣe gbára lé.
The team later moved to Ijomu for further engagement with the Association of Olus in Akure North local government area of the state. The Olus, who spoke through the Olu of Abushoro, Chief Olumide Afe, highlighted some challenges facing the people and the communities, including elevation of their positions, infrastructural development, security and salary payments. They pledged their support for the governor towards ensuring victory for the All Progressives Congress APC at the November poll. The governor's aide, Father Ero, assured them that plans have been concluded by government to solve some of the challenges listed by the minor urbans, adding that efforts to provide solar power lights and 20-kilometer road infrastructure to boost food sufficiency at the grassroots have reached advanced stage. Speaking with newsmen, Mr. Father Ero and Mrs. Aino expressed satisfaction with the engagements.
Everybody loves Aiyedatiwa. Everybody wants to associate with Aiyedatiwa. Everybody wants to see Aiyedatiwa deliver, for the entire good people of Ondo State, most especially at the central level.
The people know that the government cares about them. They are in the heart of the government, is thinking about them, is coming to meet them, their community, is bringing governance closer to them.
Keen followers of the policy believe that the grassroots is key to even and rapid development for overall growth. Wahab Bankoli, Osrc News.
The Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has called on security agencies to remain vigilant and ensure the conduct of the Edo and Ondo governorship elections. Yakubu made the call at a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Abuja. The Edo governorship election is viewed for September 21, while that of Ondo State is scheduled for November 16, 2024. The INEC boss emphasized the need to protect election materials, personnel and polling activities while reminding security forces to adhere to the rules of engagement for electoral duties. Yakubu expressed gratitude to security agencies for the support during the recent electoral activities, including the continuous voter registration in both states, calling on political parties, candidates and their supporters to maintain civility as campaigns intensify. The federal government says it has traced at least 83 billion naira in cryptocurrency and fiat money channeled towards the recent nationwide protest. It said the funds include $50 million of cryptocurrency, $38 million of which were blocked in 4 cryptocurrency wallets, and 4 billion naira contributed by various political actors in Abuja, Kano, Kaduna and Katsina. The revelation was part of a presentation by the National Security Advisor Nur Ribadu at the inaugural meeting of the Council of State, convened by President Bola Tinubu at the Osrc Villa, Abuja. Ribadu national security also revealed that an European has been identified as the mastermind of the proliferation of foreign flags during the protest and would soon be declared wanted by the police. It was also gathered that local conspirators traced to capital city Abuja, Kaduna and Kano have been arrested. The lawmaker representing Kano South, Senator Sumaila Kawu, has revealed that he earns over 21 million naira monthly as a total take-home package. This revelation is coming barely 24 hours after the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission said each of the 109 senators in the upper chamber receives a little above 1 million naira in salary and allowances per month. The Commission's chairman, Mohammed Shehu, said this at a forum as a form of clarification in response to recent controversies over the real amounts each lawmaker earns per month. However, Senator Kawu, in an interview this morning, disclosed that although his monthly salary is about 1 million naira, his total take-home stands at 21 million naira, a wide margin from figures quoted by the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The National Judicial Council, NJC, is set to meet on Friday, August 16, to decide the successor to Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. Ariwola is billed to bow out on August 22 when he attains the mandatory retirement age of 70. It was gathered that whatever name is decided on at the NJC meeting will be forwarded to President Bola Tinubu for consideration. The Supreme Court currently has the full complement of 21 justices. In the long tradition of the Apex Court, the next most senior justice will likely step in, and by their hierarchies, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun is the most senior justice on the Apex Court bench and is the likeliest successor. We're due to take a break on the news at 7. We'll be back with more stories. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us on the news at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook. To more stories now. In a bid to streamline the agriculture sector and ensure adequate security in Ondo State, farmers across the 18 local government areas of the state occupying forest reserves have been urged to get registered for proper identification. Special Advisor to Governor Aiyedatiwa on Special Duties and Strategy, Gani Mohammed, during a stakeholders meeting with farmers across the council areas, said the move is towards achieving a more prosperous agricultural practice in Ondo State. Joe Pius completes the story.
Stakeholders in the agricultural sector of Ondo State and other top government functionaries are here to meet minds with farmers across the 18 local government areas on matters affecting occupation of the state forest reserves. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his special advisor on special duties and strategy, Gani Mohammed, said government is concerned about the welfare of farmers, hence the need to get accurate data of those farming in government's forest reserves, promising them of improved security.
The government has placed farming on the topmost scale of its preference, that this particular government of Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa. And stemming from that, all energies are channeled to making farming convenient for farmers in Ondo State. Providing security, the state just procured and distributed 25 high-grade Helios van for security.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Fuluke Tunde Daramola, informed the farmers of the move to begin profiling farmers occupying the forest reserves, calling on the farmers to cooperate by providing comprehensive database to assist with the process of registration.
In the forest reserve, you are not expected to stay there. If you're allocated a portion, you just farm, you go back. And government owns the land. And you can't just be using the land without paying something back to government. Because out of all these, that government will also do the roads, and provide infrastructural amenities to the people. So that's why we're saying, okay, you must be alive to your responsibility.
The farmers appreciated the state's government, stating some of the challenges facing them in the sector, which had required intervention.
This is first meeting now that we have. They need governor, but I thank God this one has come up now. I will thank God that it will be going like that gradually. So whatever he asks for, it shall be given to him.
Now, by the time, if we abide with what they are saying now, then they said we should register with 15,000 naira, then 20,000 naira for the numbers of hectares that you acquire in the government forest reserve. After paying all this, what else? Then you are free from any equivalencies or from any insult or from any embarrassment in the government forest reserve.
The stakeholders promised to fully implement the vision of government in revolutionizing the agricultural sector with assurances that only genuine farmers in the state will have access to farm inputs towards enhancing food security. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors threatened to embark on a nationwide strike if their abducted colleague, Dr. Ganiat Popola, is not released by August 26. The association, Dr. Dele Abdullahi, made the declaration at the press briefing in Abuja, stating that the association has lost patience with the government's inaction over the abduction. Dr. Ganiat, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, Kaduna, was abducted on December 27, 2023, along with her husband and nephew. While her husband was released in March, Dr. Ganiat and her nephew remain in captivity. The association appreciated the efforts of well-meaning Nigerians and security agencies that urged the government to take concrete steps to rescue their colleague. Kano Police Commissioner Salman Garba has decorated 181 newly promoted officers and called on them to redouble their Command's Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Aruna. The police boss said the elevated officers who were promoted from inspectors to assistant superintendents of police were part of the recent promotion released by the Police Service Commission on July 29, 2024. Garba congratulated the promotees and their families, emphasizing the importance of commitment, professionalism, and clean records in achieving the promotion. Speaking on behalf of the promoted officers, ASP Jacob Yadume assured the command of their commitment to discharging duties professionally and in compliance with the rule of law. Still saying in the security arena, operatives of Bauchi Police Command have arrested a 62-year-old man, Tahir Ahmed, for the production of fake Naira notes. Police Public Relations Officer of the command, Ahmed Wakil, in a statement noted that the suspect joined a commercial vehicle to Bauchi, and when it was almost time to highlight, allegedly transformed some papers into new 1,000 Naira notes through what appeared to be ritualistic chanting, giving rise to suspicion that the notes might be counterfeit. He maintained that upon reaching Bauchi Metropolitan around Yandoka Road, a Good Samaritan reported to the police station. Wakil opined that after a series of interrogations, the suspect reportedly admitted to the crime, and the sum of 238,000 Naira suspected to be counterfeit notes were recovered from him. The police spokesperson said the Command Police Commissioner, Awal Mohammed, has instructed the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department to send a request letter to the Central Bank of Nigeria for forensic analysis to determine the authenticity of the suspected currency notes. Operatives of the Delta State Police Command have killed a suspected kidnapper announcement in a statement. According to the statement, the incident occurred on August 12, 2024, when the Commissioner of Police Special Squad based in Ughelli embarked on an investigation with a previously apprehended suspect, Joel Ofoye. The investigation led them to the Ebu community in Ughelli South local government area in pursuit of a notorious gun runner supplying arms to the kidnapping syndicate. However, the police forced the hoodlums to flee during a gun battle, during which the injured suspect was promptly taken to the General Hospital in Ughelli, but succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. Still staying with security, suspected hoodlums have killed a farm manager and kidnapped 3 other individuals during the raid on 2 farms in Niger State. The manager in Tafa local government area, whose name was not immediately provided, reportedly attempted to confront the gun-wielding hoodlums when he was shot to death. The commander of the security vigilante in Tafa community, Husseini Abubakar, who confirmed the incident, said the bandits at first abducted 3 people before shooting the manager. The Niger State Police Command spokesman, Wasiu Abiodun, also confirmed the incident. President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, for a 3-day official visit to honor the invitation of President Teodoro Mbasago. The aides were received by the Equatorial Guinean Prime Minister, Mrs. Manuela Rocapote. During his visit, President Tinubu will meet his Equatorial Guinean counterpart Teodoro Mbasago at the presidential villa, where both leaders will hold talks and witness the signing of agreements, particularly on oil and gas, as well as security. The trip is Tinubu's first official outing to the Central African country and the 7th African state is visiting, and his 22nd foreign destination since assuming office about 15 months ago. Accompanying Tinubu on this trip are the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, and other members of his cabinet, who will be involved in the signing of agreements and review of opportunities to improve bilateral relations. International aid deliveries to Gaza have been dramatically reduced since Israel seized control of the Rafah border crossing, exacerbating a humanitarian crisis. Pediatrician Lubna Aziza said those who live there have little or no shampoo and household cleaning materials. Blessing of Day has more.
When girls complain to Gaza doctor Lubna Al-Aziza that they have no combs, she tells them to cut off their hair. It's not just combs. Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip means those who live there do not have enough hygiene or cleaning products. The conflict has left the enclave with no clean running water, a shortage of aid in medicine, and raw sewage everywhere, giving rise to skin diseases and other afflictions. Al-Aziza offers free medical services to displaced people in Deir al-Balah.
Now there are no treatment options, no personal hygiene products such as shampoo, soap, and cleaning supplies for the home are not available. Women's hygiene products, there is a lot of women's hygiene products for personal cleaning that are not available. I even had children, girls, whom we advised to cut their hair because there were no combs available. They ask us for combs, they ask us for loofah, for example. They asked us for shampoo, soap, and wet wipes, but these essential items are not available. Why? Because the border crossing is closed.
This Palestinian woman says a child is suffering from skin disease and is calling on international organizations to assist by providing supplies like antibiotics and disinfectants. Israel launched its assault on Gaza after Hamas fighters stormed into southern Israel on October 9th, killing 1,200 people and capturing more than 250 hostages, according to Israeli tallies. Gaza's health ministry says that since then, since Israel seized control of the Rafah border crossing, exacerbating a humanitarian crisis. Israel denies responsibility for delays, saying that the UN and others are responsible for its distribution in the enclave. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
And to sports, the curtains may have been drawn on the Paris 2024 Olympics, which could be described as a mixed bag of hopes, surprises and flawed expectations for many, including sport-loving Nigerians following the country's performance. Team Nigeria's return from the sports fiesta with no medal has again stoked conversation on the need to take deliberate actions to enhance sports in the country for more profitability and return on investment. In this report, Osrc reviews Nigeria's outing at the Games and the opinions
A boat cruise and a classy display of elegance amidst a pumped celebratory atmosphere greeted the start of the Paris 2024 Olympics for the Nigerian delegation and other 183 participating countries. But the main reason for the convergence at the sports fiesta remained constant despite the excitements. 88 athletes donning the green and white to represent Nigeria in various competitions, from football to athletics, wrestling, taekwondo and other track and field events. The participants carried the hope of a nation of over 200 million people looking to taste success. After about 20 days of the tournament, Nigeria's presence on the medals table was conspicuously absent. No gold, silver, nor bronze. A situation that has left many hopes dashed and expectations flawed, thereby setting in motion a passionate review and comments from be tackled.
We just keep recycling the same thing, the same people, the same ideas, the same thoughts. We simply waste money on sports in Nigeria, really. It may be questionable, but I think that we really do not do sports as it should be. We need to decide whether we want to do sports as recreation, where we are not expecting anything, or want to do it as a business. Palestine, for instance, produces a large amount, or this country, Palestine, or I'm probably missing the name, it's a pig country, produces most of the leather balls we use in our football, but they don't really play the football to Olympic standards. So
the Nigerian performance at the last Olympics was woeful. There's no doubt about it. We came back with no medal. And we did not just come back with no medal. We also came back with some scandalous an organization. Like once upon a time when Nigeria was giant of Africa in sports, particularly in sprints and in football, everything is going down the drain.
African team to get to the quarterfinals in the sports category. The 2024 outing could be considered among Nigeria's worst and a duplicate of the 2012 London Olympics, where the country also failed to win any medal.
Preparation. Our preparation was not solid enough. The athletes were ready, but as a country, we're not ready. We're not well prepared. Ranging from having to borrow bicycle to compete in an Olympics. People struggling with attire to wear, but it's quite disheartening and heartbreaking that we could not win even a medal. It is not something good to think about.
This no.
And she was trained in China. So you want to say with all the water we've got, and people say, oh, we built an Olympic-sized stadium, a swimming pool. Do you have an idea what a 50-meter Olympic-sized swimming pool that is well-maintained look like? So we must go back to states. We must go back to local government. We must decide what are our priorities. And we must decide that we don't want to waste scarce economic resources on what is not. We apparently waste too much money on sporting engagement that bring nothing. Now, hold on. Sports doesn't necessarily
bad performance by the team Nigeria. Before the Olympics in Paris, we had a very big expectation from them. that they will win us medals, bronze, silver, and gold. We were expecting medals from the likes of Tobi Amuson, Bless You, Burududu, then Favor of Philly, but they disappointed.
With 9 billion naira budgeted for Team Nigeria's preparation and participation at the concluded 2024 Paris Olympics, making the exposure count at subsequent competitions will prove to be a consolation. Sahid Aribisala.
Now to end the news tonight, another look at the major stories. We're charging that Ondo State government has explained the temporary delay in the release of WAEC results to students and restated its commitment to education development. This Anti-Commissioner for Education, Mr. Laulu Akindolere, confirmed that Ondo State government has paid 550 million naira of over 700 million naira, adding that Governor Aidatu has approved the payment of the balance to WAEC. Also told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has held vigilance among security agencies ahead upcoming election in Ondo and Edo states. A new Chief Justice of Nigeria is expected to emerge as the National Judicial Council is set to meet on Friday. And that's the news tonight. Thanks for watching. Good evening.
Climate change is one of the biggest challenges confronting humanity, and it's important that conversation around issues that can take us beyond the real challenges of climate change should continue. That's why today our focus will be climate change. We will also look at other issues, but our focus basically will be climate change. And I'll be speaking with the Director, Climate Change Center at the Rufus Giwa Polytechnic, who is also the acting rector of the institution, Mr. Olorunwa Adegun. Mr. Adegun, thank you very much for accepting to talk to me.
Thank you, Mr. Presenter. You are welcome.
Let's look at what is happening to Nigeria vis-a-vis climate change and its challenges.
Climate change is a serious issue. Basically, climate change is changes in temperature and in weather. A persistent change in temperature and weather, and as to how it affects human health and some other things. So, and unfortunately, only about 1% of the total world population knows about climate change and its effect. And that is why we are taking the bull by the horn to ensure that we create awareness here in Nigeria, because we are going to be among the very first. Only few institutions, few organizations are coming into this reality. But the effect of climate change is here with us.
If climate change has far-reaching effects on the people, how come information or knowledge about it is that shallow, is that small?
Well, to an entrepreneur, you know, they are after what they can get. That's a basic fact about human being.
You sound like climate change is really a problem caused by entrepreneurs.
It's not just, I want to believe everybody is an entrepreneur. You want to get something out of the system, out of the maybe ecosystem. So we are collecting, for instance, let me talk about maybe agriculture, or talked about lumbering, for instance, in Ondo State here. We do a lot of lumbering. We've been, since 1990, people have been felling tree. Today, they are removing, hardly can you get trees like Apa, Iroko, Obeshe, Mahogany, and some other species, or even Araba. Where are they? This is the human activity on the face of the earth. We are removing all of these things and we are not bringing any back. If you are not bringing them back, replacing them, it has effect, what we call greenhouse effect. So heat will be trapped in the atmosphere, and once the heat is trapped, then it has effect on our weather conditions. Because of that, there will be a kind of, the ozone layer will be depleted. And the effect are many. One, there will be direct effect of maybe some gases on human, like will be exposed to some dangerous X-rays or gases, which are not too good for human body, for human health. That is one. Secondly, look at what we are generating. That's why I said entrepreneur. If you consider packaging, we talked about maybe water, plastic. Do you know that it takes about 1 million years for that plastic to decay, if it's going to decay at all? So it has a severe effect on our ecosystem. And you see people putting them on our drainage. Apart from blocking the drainage, it can